Hi Scorpio, welcome to your new moon in Pisces reading for February 19th and 20th through 2023. You have the Empress as your theme for the next 2 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks, I would say. And this is abundance. This is nature. It's mother card, so it's fertility. It's creativity. It is a lovely card. And it's also kind of feeling really good in your skin, like feeling really at home in yourself. Um, it's feeling, it's Venus, so it's also feeling healthy, feeling beautiful. Uh, it's a really nice card. 3 is a great number. Okay, so how is that in regards to your new moon? New moons bring in new cycles, so this is a new cycle for you. It's a great card to have for a new cycle. Okay, so you have the Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords that you are starting a new cycle with. And that's not bad. Other than you have to cut some situations or some mental clutter, I'm going to say. You are at the end of a cycle while simultaneously beginning a new one. That's a lot, and that's a lot of mental activity. And I think your brain is done. it's it's tired now, and we're kind of looking for some mental peace here. And oddly enough, this is the card of peace restored. So that's exactly what you're doing in the next 2 weeks, or the new cycle that's starting for you with this new moon. You want to restore your peace. And you want to do it while you are starting a new cycle, because some things are just over and they're done. And you're tired of thinking about it. You're tired of, and it can also make you physically tired. I would also say, mind your back during this next 2 weeks. Mind your back. Um, be really aware of your posture, and I would say that if you get headaches, it could be your posture or your neck position, but you really want to like keep that spine mobile. But there are some decisions that you need to make with the Two of Swords. And sometimes with the Two of Swords, that can be difficult because it is the heart that you may be negating in this decision. And it has to be the heart and the head in alignment to make this decision. We'll get more on that in a minute. But you are reacting as the Knight of Cups, which is really, really nice. It's somebody who wants to enjoy themselves, have fun, maybe go on a holiday. There can be some really kind messages that you send out, very loving messages that you send out because you are the Knight. The Knight can be the crazy person dancing on the table with the lampshade on their head because they are partaking, or yeah, they can go a little bit overboard. And with the Empress card there, she kind of she's abundance, right? So she can enjoy a lot, and sometimes you can take it and sometimes you can't, but that can just be a feeling of wanting to have a good time, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Empress is telling you, though, to do it in nature or do it a natural way, you know. Let's see what else you've got there. Okay. Well, 2 cards came out, so I'm going to use them. I have a King of Wands, which is my Aries card, and the Seven of Swords, which is the card of sort of trickery and betrayal, but also things that are going on behind the scenes. So that's interesting. Now this, I mean, Well, Scorpio, this can be a secret love affair. That's also very, very possible here. Or it can be somebody who's kind of, well, this is you. So you might be searching people out on the internet, looking through their information, or looking to find out what they're all about in a kind of covert manner. It doesn't have to be sneaky. You're just not telling anybody about it. And with the Knight of Cups, there's a romantic feel to it. And that's why I said it could be also a love affair that you're just trying to keep secret. The Seven of Swords is also, well, this is also interesting because the Seven of Swords is not needing anybody's approval to do what it is that you want to do. And the Aries card is somebody I would say is very similar to that because they're pioneers and they blaze trails, and you don't need anybody's permission for that either. So that's a high possibility here for a lot of people. But if you are behaving like the King of Wands, yeah, you, yeah, really, I'm kind of getting that feeling that there can be something a little bit on the down low with somebody else. It may be that something else is coming to an end, and you could be starting something new with somebody else, but it's kept low key. It's kept kind of quiet. Okay, and what is the outcome? You have the Four of Cups. So something's going to be offered that isn't quite what you want, or there's some emotional dissatisfaction. And this could even be somebody around you where you're saying, okay, you're dissatisfied, let me offer you something. That could also be a possibility. But this Four of Cups is you're being offered a cup from out of nowhere to fill it with what it is you want. Because the Four of Cups is sort of boredom. And it almost feels like, the past is gone. I'm kind of over a lot of stuff. I don't know where I'm going from here. But let's try this. Let's try this person. let's check out this, new idea kind of feeling. Yeah. And with that, you have the Two of Pentacles. Well, like I said, you could be juggling a few people, so it doesn't have to be just one person. And that's why I say that can be somebody on the side or just somebody kept quiet. For some Scorpios, you may be keeping your sexuality quiet. That's also a possibility here because it feels like you're juggling like two different personalities. And by that I don't mean schizophrenic, but you have to be one thing for one group and another person for another group. And it's tiring. I think it's taking its toll on you. And you have two twos, so that is decisions that need to be made, and they're polarities, right? And duality. Okay. And for somebody, honestly, it does feel like you kind of want to kill one of the personalities. You just want to finish it. You want to be true to who you are without the need or approval of anybody else. The Aries card, the King of Wands, only knows how to be what he is because he's the first sign in the zodiac. So there's no one else he can compare himself to. There's no one in front of him. He's the one blazing the trail. So that's kind of why I get that feeling a little bit for somebody. Could be very specific to one person, but that energy is pretty forthright. With that Two of Pentacles, though, you're kind of juggling a couple of things, and this can leave you a little emotionally out of balance, but you're doing your best. And the Two of Pentacles isn't a difficult card. It's kind of trying to maintain emotional balance while you're juggling a couple of things. And juggling is a fun act, so it isn't necessarily hard on you, but it can kind of get the emotions a little bit out of balance, or a little choppy, I would say. But it feels to me like you're doing a lot, and you'd rather kind of have a good time. You'd rather go on holiday than do all this. Especially with that Knight of Cups there amongst these other cards. Your center is fun. But everything else around you is not. And thus, right, the Death card. Oh, the Empress. That was somebody else. Okay, the Empress. This could have something to do with mother for some people, or females. All right, let's get some clarification here. Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles there. So this is somebody who's highly focused on the material world, on their business, on finances. It could be a doctor as well. Somebody in the healing profession. But they're people that are kind of focused, and they sort of have blinders on. They're really focused on that one thing mostly, and they know how to do it. And so the King of Pentacles takes small incremental steps to make big changes. And so I think that's what's going on here. You want that big change of the 10, right? You want to be finished with something completely, but you have to, with that 2, cut off small things, or cut off one thing at a time. This is my Gemini card. So you could be dealing with a Gemini. And this could be a boss of some sort. Okay. Now he might be somebody who helps you to cut off some of the things that are too much to handle right now. Or he could be adding to your difficulty. I will pull one more for that. There's a lot of messages going back and forth with this person. A lot of communication. And yeah, I think he can make the energy, I think he can make the fire rise a little bit. There's a very anxious energy with the Knight of Wands. It's a little bit erratic. So yeah, I think he can make things a little more difficult than you would like. Okay, with this one you have Happy Home. So that's nice. This is emotional happiness. It is faith. And I think that's what the Knight of Cups has. I think that's why he can have a good time. I think that's why he can let his hair down a little bit and just enjoy himself. And again, without the validation from anybody else. And that's also for me very Aries. So you may be taking on an Aries energy and not needing anybody's approval. But this is good, the Ten of Cups. It's having faith and it's emotional fulfillment. So really nice there, whatever's happening with you. You seem to still look at things in a good light. Having said that, the negative aspect of the Ten of Cups is looking at things through rose-colored glasses. And that's also something the Knight of Cups can do. Because he is a good time, but he's also a little wishy-washy. He's a little bit flaky. So be careful of that in romantic situations. And then you have the High Priestess with the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. It's another 2. That's 2, 3 twos. So that's a lot of duality. It is always asking you to stay centered, not to go to extremes. And this is your divinity, the High Priestess. It's your blueprint, right? It's knowing at the very base of your blueprint what it is that you want to do. And it seems to me like you're going to kind of refer to that. Now, that has to come intuitively with the High Priestess and secretively. So maybe you're not letting on to what's really going on with everybody here with the High Priestess card. Or maybe, like again, just kind of doing things on the down low. Things that are going on behind the scenes as the High Priestess, as well as the Seven of Swords. But I do think that you kind of, through this situation, I think there's a lot of things going on here. I really feel that. It's almost too much. It's a little bit heady. And I think you would love a vacation. And I think you could use one, to be honest with you. And maybe somebody offers that to you with that Seven of Swords and just says, you know, I don't know, go to my lake house, or, you know, I don't know. It feels like there's a lot going on here. And I can't even follow a line. It converges, but there's so much from so many different directions, it feels like here. And the idea with the High Priestess is to go back to your blueprint. Like with everything going on around you, what was your original plan here? So if things get too much, right, they get to be too much. It's about going back to your original plan. For somebody, I'm picking up something with your lungs, like a heaviness in the lung area. So it would be really good to get outside and get some fresh air if you're not, or to maybe exercise a little bit more. And I'm going to say I feel it kind of on my right side. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. That doesn't have to be anything bad. It's just could be that you're sleeping wrong or something, or could have something to do with breath. Maybe you're not oxygenating enough. That's also possible. Ah, nice. Spirit wants you to know the sun. I feel like the summer is going to be a much better time for you, or you're definitely a person who wants more sun in your life, more light. This is being social. This is being out there. This is shining. It's emanating. You could be in the spotlight. But that's my point here. Like, You could be central to a lot of people, and that pulls at you. And you kind of need to find your own space with that High Priestess card. It's not quite meditation, but it's like going back to the root, or the, like I said, the blueprint of what it is that you wanted originally. But the sun is healing. It's a lot of energy. It's being social in the spotlight, being the center of attention. And again, that's my point. Like, that might be too much for you for the moment. The Four of Cups, sort of this dissatisfaction. So the Empress is always saying, be nature, be in nature, be part of nature, know you are nature, know you are abundant, be creative. Yeah. I'm glad it stopped with the sun card. That's a very good omen, I think. Nothing can douse the light of the sun. Sorry, but it can't. It's the strongest thing in our universe, and it creates life, and it's supposed to be there for life, for our benefit. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, I want to pull another card. I don't know why. Queen of Pentacles. She's making her appearance. This is a good card. You get what you want. Okay? You get what you want with the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to leave it at that, because I think that... but I'm going to say, even while I'm sitting here, I'm kind of stretching my spine. So you might want to do more stretches. Maybe that also helps the muscles around the lung area or something, or it could be there that you're a little bit sore. That's also possible. But I really, really, really want to stretch here. So I'm going to suggest that for you. Be gentle in your stretching, obviously, especially if you have back issues, or ask your doctor what's the best, or your physician, or whoever it is you see or your whatever. Ask them what the best stretch is for you and your situation. But I definitely feel some stretching is necessary. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a full moon reading. I do dailies, and I'm going to put out that the video of journaling with the archetypes this week. Have a great 2 weeks. Talk to you in 2. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.